For those of you who are not my students, I am Heidi Hissrich, and I'm going to talk to you today about the abnormal hearts that are part of PBS 1.2.5. Before you watch this video, you should make sure that you have the 4 decedent history cards in front of you. Your teacher can print those out for you. You can find them. Actually, I think they're just on the teacher side of MyPLTW. So your teacher will print them or grant you access to that file, share it with you. And you should also make sure that you've done some research on the heart abnormalities listed on MyPLTW. So that is step number 20 on the activity. They're going to tell you 7 different heart abnormalities to research. And then you're going to look for those heart abnormalities. I'll give you a hint. I'm going to show you 4 hearts, and each and every heart has something wrong with it. And it's your job to pick out what's wrong with it. The other thing you should make sure you've done is dissected a heart, or at least watched a video of a heart dissection, so that you know what a normal heart looks like on the outside and on the inside. So let's get started. After death, if the doctors suspect that the heart may have played a role, then they will do an autopsy and they'll look at the heart. So we have 4 hearts here, and I've lined them up from case A, B, C, and D. These are the hearts. So here is our 65-year-old overweight female. And first we're going to look at the front of the heart. See if you notice anything irregular about coronary arteries. And the back of the heart. Again, the main thing we're looking at is the coronary arteries. Do you notice any blockages in any of the arteries? And then we're going to open up the heart. Okay, so you can see, you definitely want to check out the valves. See if you notice anything on any of the valves. Also check out the septum. So you want to check out the septum between the atria to see if there are any septal defects, and the septum between the ventricles to see if there are any septal defects. Think about whether you noticed anything abnormal about that heart. It's also important to note that in certain cases, you can't see abnormalities in the heart, and it's just the history that's enough to tell you what the problem was. So if you didn't notice any abnormalities, it might be that there aren't any, and you need to look at the patient's case history to figure out what happened to patient A. Here is patient B. And again, we're going to start with the external. I like to look at the front of the heart first so I can see the coronary artery crisscrossing. That's how I know it's the front. And then I'm going to flip it. Ooh, dang. Yeah, that's not good. So you want to look at the coronary arteries, see if you notice anything. I totally gave that one away. Sorry about that. But that is pretty obvious and not looking so good. Look for clotting of any kind, because clotting is linked to something. I'm not going to tell you what because you should know. But blood clots in the coronary arteries, you need to know what that indicates. You also want to check the valves. Make sure the valves look intact. These valves are gorgeous. And look at the septum between the ventricles. Look at the septum between the atria. See if you notice any problems with the septum. It's unlikely they're going to have more than one problem. So if you already noticed a problem externally, then they're probably not also going to have a problem internally. So that was B. That was our 57-year-old taxi driver who was found dead in his car. Okay, now we are on cardiac case C. Oh, this one's sad. She was only 27 years old. Not that it's not sad if you die when you're older, but recently married, and her skin often had a blue tinge. So now we're looking at her heart externally. Really check out the coronary arteries. And then we're going to do an internal examination. So the hearts have already been bisected. Look at each valve. Check out the septum. See if you notice any problems in the septum, and if you do, you need to note whether they're between the ventricles or between the atria. because there are septum abnormalities both between ventricles and between atria. Okay, so that is cardiac case C. And now we come to cardiac case D. This was our 38-year-old male that didn't feel very good and laid down. He had cuts on his legs with signs of infection. Here's the front of the heart. Here's the back of the heart. And then we open that heart up. Ew. Sorry, I'm not a doctor. Can you tell? Okay, so you check out the valves, see if there's anything strange about these valves, such as disgusting discoloration. Note which valve. So you should know which side of the heart we're on here, the bigger side. What is the valve that separates the atrium from the ventricle on the left side of the heart? That's where I am seeing most of this, looks like on the left side in that atrioventricular valve. So you should definitely know which valve that is. If you're not sure, figure out which one's between the left atrium and the left ventricle. Your teacher might opt to show you a video of me examining Anna's heart, or might show you pictures. But either way, your next step is to look at Anna's heart, figure out whether she had any abnormalities that might be connected to her death or not. Sorry, I shouldn't smile when I say that. If you have any questions at all about this, anything you're not sure of, feel free to drop a comment down below and I will try to help out as best I can. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.